your team news first, Nigel. How are the players shaping up this week?
Everyone's looking to be fit. Probably expect Stephen Kingsley not to make it this weekend. Obviously, he's been out for the last couple of weeks, but everyone else will be putting themselves forward, I'm sure.
And is that just a case of just not being silly with Kingsley? There's no point forcing it when you've got other options.
No, I want him fit.
No, but I mean,
we're still in a relegation. Not relegation. We're still in a promotion race. We're still trying to get in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. So I want everybody fit and available as soon as possible. He's just probably going to miss out this weekend.
Okay, have you got notable selection dilemmas, or given the performance?
Performance was excellent against Middlesbrough the other week. Obviously, I sat down and watched it back, as you do when you take the emotion out of the way. Some of the football was a joy to watch. Second half, 70% possession of the football. Our highest repeated intensity sprints actions in the game of the season. More attacking third entries, more penalty entries, shots, crosses, great contact from corners. We were very good. We were just unfortunate. Denied a clear penalty. Shot comes off the line. On another day, we go and win that game of football. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. But you can't fault the effort and the commitment of the players. There was some really good football played.
Do you just put that down to the fact that it happens sometimes in football? It's just one of them days, and whatever you do, it just won't go in for you.
Listen, it was just about the conversion. That was all. Unfortunately, we've got our forward lines in great form. Unfortunately, we just didn't get that rub of the green sometimes that you go and need. You used the example of Kamil Grzycki's fantastic free kick. Keeper's got a fingertip to it. It's underneath the crossbar, bounces down on the line and bounces out. And again, because we've gone to follow in, one of their players has gone in and managed to clear it. It could have gone to two other players that are there, but it's fallen to their player. So that just didn't happen. We got players in good positions, in very dangerous positions in the penalty area. And unfortunately, we just didn't put the ball in the back of the net.
Because it's two games in such a short space of time, I know you'll just be focusing on West Brom, but when you're picking your team and your squad, have you got Monday in mind in terms of maybe how you might rotate it and utilise the squad?
No, I'm just thinking about winning the next game. We've got 4 games left to go of the domestic season. We need to win all 4 games. Other teams need to lose some of theirs, but we need to win all 4. So we break that down now and we just concentrate on the next game. We need to win the next game. We're effectively playing playoff football now. That's where we are. We have to win the next game. And all our energies will be going into doing that. We obviously beat West Brom early on in the season at our place, 1-0. We know it's going to be tough. There's a couple of players there, obviously I've had before, who are good players. They've got a good forward line. But we know that we've got to go there and win the game of football. That's all our energies, that's all our focus is on now.
Have you probably got the hardest running out of anybody in the Championship when you look at the quality of the 4 teams that you've got to play as well?
Well, we have to win our games, but obviously I look at the opposition, the teams that are above us. So we've got Middlesbrough, we've got Derby and we've got Bristol City, and I've looked at their run of games as well, and that's not easy for them. And we have to play Bristol City, and Bristol City have got to play Derby, and Derby have got to go away to Millwall on the Tuesday night before the last game of the season. Effectively, we've got to win our remaining 4 games. The 3 teams above us, they've got to win 3 of their games. If they lose 1, it's all up to play for. So we ain't giving up anything. All our energies and focuses is we've got to keep concentrating on winning or doing what we can do, what we can control, and that's doing all the right things to go win the next game of football, and that's West Brom at the weekend. On Friday.
Bristol City actually played before you on Friday. I think they were at home to Reading. As a rule, normally would you look at that result before you go on the pitch, and then obviously if they haven't won, say to the players, even more of a chance now, or do you not even? No, we just got to focus on us winning the game of football. That's all we can control. We can't control what other teams do and how they go and play or what happens in that. But what we can do is control on how we prepare for the game. We've had a good training session this morning. We want all the players to be available, and we had a good video meeting this morning as well. And everyone's focused on what can we do to win the next game of football, because that's where we are. We have to go and win it. With 4 games to go, we're still in this race. Because you've put 2 notable ones together this season as well, does that give you confidence that what you effectively need to do now is go on? It's going to have to be a 7-match winning one if you want to go up 4 games to a playoffs and a final. you've done that before, so do you draw confidence from that when you're speaking to the players and say, look, we've done this before?
Exactly, we've done it before. We've got to focus on us winning the next game of football. I think that's the important message. The important message is we're still in the race. We are still in the race, whether you like it or not. We are still in the race. To stay in the race for another period of time, we have to win the next game. That's effectively where we are. And if we keep winning our games of football, and the other teams have got to win theirs. So we've got to make sure that we are winning our games of football, doing everything right that we can do to affect where things are. We've got a spirit, we've got a commitment, the players are fit, we play good football, we create loads of chances. That was demonstrated again at the weekend. You need to convert the chances, you know.
How difficult is it going to be Friday? Because you know the last however many months, but they've been right up there, and they've got a lot to play for. It's not like you head into a team with nothing to play for. They're on the beach already. They've got everything to play for. And
that isn't going to be a great game. You know, it's going to be a full house. It's an Easter programme, the first one. The sun's going to be shining. We're going to take a good following. They're going to know that the players are going to give everything they've got. West Brom, as I said, we've already beat them, but we know they're in the top 4 or 5 in the division. They're chasing it. They've got to still get more points. You know, they're chasing down the playoff position. They've obviously got a caretaker manager. I'm sure would love to have the position at this moment in time. So it's in his interest to see if they can keep winning. But we've got to focus on us. So it's going to be a cracking game. Whatever happens, it's going to be a great day out. Should be a great day out for the supporters. As I said, the sun's going to be shining. It's going to be a great atmosphere in the stadium. We're going to do everything we can to go and win the game. West Brom will do everything they can to go and win the game. So it bodes for a great afternoon.
Have you seen any changes in how they play and how they approach things since they've changed the manager?
Well, I think they've got a DNA. They've got players that are good football players, and they've got goals within the team. So it's going to be a challenging game. We've got to concentrate on what we can do a lot, and that's what we've been doing. How we want to go and perform and how we want to go and play. You know, we looked at the Middlesbrough at the weekend. They had to change their they did change their formation. But we're focusing on what we can go and do, and seeing how we can get our talented players in good areas of the pitch, and then I know that they're going to be able to capitalise on the chances from that.
Regardless of however the season finishes, whether you win or 4, you lose or 4, whatever, I think most people would agree it's been a successful season, or a season of a lot more success than what maybe a lot of people anticipated in August, let alone in October when you were towards the bottom of the table there. But even despite that, is there a feeling that you need to finish on a good note as well, just to go into the summer and make sure that there's that the positivity remains, because there is a lot of positivity at the minute.
I'm pleased you said there's a lot of positivity there. What we're going to do is we are still in this race, and it's a big ask, we know that, we're hanging in there, but we are still in the race. We have to go and win the next game. Now, we win that game, then we've got to get ready for another cracking game at home against Sheffield United. So we know we've got to win them. Now, if a situation arises that we don't, or we fall away mathematically from being able to go and do it, do you know what we'll do? That might be 3 games left, 2 games left, 1 left game of the season. We'll celebrate the hard work and that the players have put in, the togetherness of everybody, the football we've played, the goals we've gone and scored, the camaraderie amongst everybody, the engagement with the fans, and we'll enjoy the remainder of the season, because I think that's an important message, because as you've rightly said at the beginning, at the start of the season, everybody tipped us to get relegated. The buzzword coming out of the club was sustainability. I'd like to think you can see we've gone and achieved that. Come October, we were bottom of the league. We've kept the togetherness and the spirit, and everybody's been working so hard for each other, and we've kept it going, and we've been able to keep a smile on people's faces for a long period of the season. And again, we talk about we're in the Easter programme, 4 games to go, we can still smile.
Yeah, and I noticed that you had the fan event last night, and that seems to have been really well received with a lot of members, and I've spoke to a few, and there was a lot of positivity coming out of that. Do you feel like you've really improved the mood of the club? Yeah, I know there's still issues happening, and there's lots of issues which you don't need to go into, but it does feel like the mood of a big section of the fans has really improved throughout the season. What
we've tried to do is, from the day one when we joined, when we first came in, to engage with the supporters. I go back to the start pre-season, and it was good that we had 10 academy players making up the squad of 20. We had a couple of players away on international duty at the World Cup. But from day one, We've engaged with the supporters. I go to, when we were in Portugal, for example, pre-season, the way we engage with the supporters there, we appreciated them travelling over. We talk about the game where we had a Ferriby where the players and the supporters, you go back all the way that, the amount of nice photographs and engagement with the players and the supporters. And every single day I've had these training doors open, that the supporters have been able to come down again. There was a nice group of people come down this morning where they can watch the players train, they can see how hard they work, and the players all come over, they'll have an autograph with them, a photograph, and engage with them. That's what we've tried to do, so we've got an engagement with supporters. We keep highlighting to the players, you go and work your socks off for the team and appreciate the supporters when they come to it. At the end of every game we go over and applaud them. We're trying to do the best we can, and I think that's an important message.
And because of that, you seem to have developed a real bond with the fans as well. Do you feel that, you personally, that there's a bond there between you and the supporters of this football club?
Listen, I really enjoy it. It's fair to say, though, that when we played Sheffield United away, I think there was a lot of people calling for my head.
That's such is football.
Such is football. And it's not personal, that's just the way it is, so it's not a problem. I'm just me. I'll engage with everybody. You know, I want everybody to do well. I just want everyone to have a good time. I know that what I can control is how we conduct ourselves here down at the training ground, and the players work hard. We've got a good discipline about ourselves, good values, standards that we're expecting off everybody. And for me, you know, I walk about, I go around, and everybody's been very pleasant and very nice to me. And but likewise, I don't shy away from it. I'll happily speak to people, and I think that's important. It's the supporters' football club. It's the supporters' football club, and you know. Down the line, I'll go, all the players go, all the staff go, the owners will go. It's always going to be the football club for the city, and the supporters. We were at the members event last night, as you rightly said. It was a great event, about 350 odd people in there, and to be able to engage with everybody. There was a quiz actually, and one team won the quiz, and obviously the questions that were coming up, they got so many questions right. They must the biggest anoraks going, because of the questions that were in there. But it just shows people care. There's different ages, people care about the football club and the city, and I think that's great. And the more we can do that together is important.
And because of that, we've had this sound like a loaded question, which is not meant to be. In terms of your own future, do you factor that in? Obviously, there's lots of important things, and there's salaries and there's your playing staff. But how much you enjoy it here, and the bond and the way that the supporters all seem to want you to stay, does that factor in when you're having them negotiations, or when you're having that thinking with yourself and your family and your wife? Everything comes into consideration. I'm really enjoying my time here at Hull City. I have done since the time we joined. I had 14 years at Scunthorpe, just over the bridge. You know, I've enjoyed living in the area. Obviously, from a point of view, asking me the question, I have to take in careful consideration so many factors that are built around it. You know, I'm 54 now, and you've got to. So I'm experienced. So you've got to get a lot of things right that goes in it. But it is fair to say that it is far better when you know that you've got the supporters that you engage with, and you like to think they can see that you're working hard for them. That they are with you and not against you, because obviously if they're against you, then it's eventually you've got a very difficult situation in your tenure. But I'm really enjoying my time here, and the supporters have been great. Have you got anything that you can offer in terms of update? I know you were due to meet with the owners again. We've not met yet, so there's no further update. All right. And it's not proved a problem so far in recent weeks, have that hanging, so I imagine for you it's not a problem if it's another week or 2 weeks. No, for everybody, I think everybody's just got to keep cracking on. Business will get sorted out. You look at the players, you look at the commitment from the players on Saturday, and several of them are out of contract. They're still trying their socks off for the team. You know, you look at them at the end of the game when they're on the floor, and they've given everything. They really give everything at the weekend. So we'll just keep batting on. You know, we've got a spirit about ourselves, and we'll just keep doing everything right. And then eventually the business side of things will they will get addressed and they'll get sorted out. But at the moment we're still concentrating. We're in this race, and we're doing everything we can to go and win the next game of football now, which is West Bromwich Albion.